Hi people, welcome back to my channel. This is Aquili's Fitness, and today I come your way with another puff recipe. Stay tuned. So I'm going to be using about 2 tablespoons of sugar and then 1 tablespoon of yeast, and to that I'm going to be adding some warm water, and I'm going to be stirring it for everything to be perfectly dissolved. I'm going to be using my plain rubber to cover it for it to activate. So I'm going to set that aside and then start with my dry ingredients. So in my mixing bowl, I'm going to be adding about 5 cups of flour. To that, I'll be adding 1 tablespoon of nutmeg and then 1 tablespoon of salt. And to that, I'll be adding another 5 tablespoons of sugar. I don't like to do so much sugar in my food, so that is that. I'll be stirring the dry ingredients for everything to be perfectly combined. Now I'm going to set that aside to check on my yeast, and at this time it has perfectly activated by the foam we see on top, so it's ready to be used now. So I'm going to add my wet ingredient to my dry ingredient, and with my clean hands I'm going to mix everything thoroughly. Now you mix it and you realize your liquid or your water is not enough, you can add a little more water, but don't add too much if you want your Toogbei or your Bofrot or your puff to be a little tough or dense. If you want it dense, then don't add so much water, but if you want it a bit fluffier or softer like I do, you can add a bit more water to make it softer. So if you want it dense at this stage, I don't think you should add any more water, but if you want it softer, a bit softer, you can add a little more water, not too much. So as you can see, because I wanted mine to be a bit softer, I'm adding a little more water. But you can skip this part if you want yours to be tough or dense. So you're going to be mixing everything thoroughly, so you realize everything is perfectly combined. So this is the kind of consistency I'm going for. So at this point, I'm going to cover with my plain rubber and set it aside for about 2 hours for it to proof or rise. My little sister said the word is not rise but proof, so you're going to go with that. So I'm going to set this aside for about 2 hours, and this is after 2 hours. It has perfectly risen or proven, if that's how you say it. So I'm going to take out some of the air by kind of stirring or beating it to the side. You can see a lot of air has formed in there, so I'm going to beat it to the side to take some of the air out of it before I fry it. And in a bit I'm going to show you how you are going to drop it in the oil. So I scoop it up after beating it to the side, and I kind of throw it and then flip to the nice side and drop it in the oil. So let's go and practice it in the oil. So you need to make sure your oil is hot. You need to fry on medium heat, and then the technique I showed earlier, you turn to the nice side after scooping it, then you drop it in the oil. Mine, as I mentioned, was a bit softer, so you can see when I drop it, it kind of sticks to the bottom. But if yours is dense, when you drop it, it will rise immediately. So yeah, this is how I wanted to enjoy mine. So please don't overcrowd the pot, and if you know you don't have so much oil, don't use a bigger pot. Other than that, you need so much oil. So as you can see, my pot is a bit tiny, and then you want to take your stick and then kind of separate them. They were too attached to each other, so I was kind of separating them in the oil. And when you realize that it's turning brown, you'll be flipping to the other sides. And when it's completely brown, you switch to your cooking ladle or spoon, then you stir. You see, so now it's nice and brown, golden brown. So I'm going to switch to my spoon and then stir it. But at this point, it's ready. So I'm going to take it out of the oil and enjoy with my cocoa. See how it looks when it's ready. That's why you need to prepare it on medium heat, because if you do it on high heat, it's going to cook on the outside but not on the inside. So at this point it's ready. You need to take it out of the oil into a colander or whatever to sieve the excess oil. So you see how simple this recipe looks, and it tastes absolutely delicious. You can make it to your taste. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you all. Bye.